But the biggest thing, the biggest thing, and I've learned this from college with Coach Staley, is mind over matter. If it don't mind, it don't matter.
We're closing in on halftime. Asia Wilson.
Not only is she a phenomenal passer, but obviously we know her scoring ability from the perimeter.
Some of these things I'm like, I don't have time to be tired.
Imagine this, a rookie who's not just scoring but dishing out assists like candy. That's Caitlin Clark for you. And then there's Asia Wilson, casually dropping 1,000 points in a season like it's no big deal. These two are rewriting the WNBA record books. Let's break down how they're doing it. Before we move on, I'd like to ask you a small favor. If you appreciate this content, please take a second to like this video and subscribe to the channel. Over 98% of you watch the videos without subscribing. It costs you nothing, but it makes a huge difference to us. So, did you click the subscribe button? Great. Thank you so much. Now, back to the video. You know what's crazy? We're not just talking about some cool stats here. We're watching history unfold right before our eyes. Clark and Wilson are changing what we thought was possible in women's basketball. It's like they're playing a whole different game out there. But here's the thing. How did they get to this point? And what does it mean for the WNBA going forward? That's what we're going to dive into. We're about to see how these two superstars are shaking things up and why fans can't stop talking about them. Get ready, because this story is just getting started. Clark's story is more than just rookie success. It's a revolution. Remember when everyone said rookies need time to adjust? Clark didn't get that memo. She's not just keeping up with the veterans, she's leaving them in the dust. But here's the real kicker. It's not her scoring that's turning heads. Let's rewind to draft day. All eyes were on Clark. The hype was real, but could she live up to it? From the moment she stepped on the court, Clark showed she was different. She wasn't just putting points on the board. She was dishing out assists like a seasoned pro.
Wilson catches low, face-up game money.
Ability to influence your offense, right? When you think about different players, you think about, oh, they can really score the ball. They can really push the ball in transition.
And I remember sitting in my bed and I'm like sweating. I'm like, oh, this is so bad. But I really loved the idea of being close to home.
And that's not normal for a rookie. You know what's wild? Clark is leading the entire WNBA in assists. As a rookie, she's averaging 8.3 assists per game. That's not just good, that's historic. She's already smashed the rookie record for assists, racking up 232 and counting. The previous record, 224 by Ticha Penicheiro back in 1998. Clark didn't just break it, she obliterated it. But it's not just about the numbers, it's how she's doing it. In a game against the Seattle Storm, Clark dropped 23 points and 9 assists. That's the kind of dual threat that keeps defenders up at night. And get this, she scored at least 20 points in 5 of her last 6 games, averaging 23.7 points and 11.7 assists during that stretch. That's not rookie play, that's superstar material. Now, you might be wondering, how is she doing this? Clark's secret weapon is her exceptional passing ability. She credits her college experience, where she scored a jaw-dropping 3,951 points and dished out 1,144 assists. That's the kind of foundation that turns good players into greats. Here's something crazy. Clark didn't even expect this level of success. She said, "If you'd told me I was going to lead the league in assists coming in here in my rookie season, I probably would have told you that you were lying." That's the kind of humility that makes fans love her even more. But it's not just about the stats. It's about how Clark's changing the game. Her chemistry with her teammates is off the charts. She talks about making eye contact with a teammate and knowing exactly where they're going to cut. That's the kind of intuition that usually takes years to develop. Clark's doing it right out of the gate. Clark's impact goes beyond the court. The Fever's attendance? Through the roof. Fans are flocking to see this rookie sensation in action. She's not just playing the game, she's reinventing it. Now, you might think scoring 1,000 points in a season is normal for the best players.
I'm going to try to set up my teammates the best I can, but at the same time, I want to be able to score the ball. So the more I can do that, the better it's going to be for our team overall.
Smart, and she's a lot stronger physically than you think she is.
Clark right at the cup, and she gets the bucket.
Great pass.
And the find there from Clark.
Wilson puts a lot of people in foul trouble.
She is the best at it in the WNBA, getting to the foul line.
Think again. A'ja Wilson just did something no one in WNBA history has ever done. 1,000 points in a season. Let that sink in. This isn't just about one hot streak. It's about showing up game after game and dominating. But here's the thing. It's not easy being that consistent. Wilson's not just setting records. She's setting new standards for what greatness looks like in the WNBA. Imagine this. Wilson's out there, playing against the Indiana Fever. She's not just scoring, she's on fire. She drops the Aces' first 10 points of the game. That's not just starting strong, that's making a statement. You know what's wild? Wilson didn't just hit 1,000 points, she blew past it. In that game against the Fever, she scored 27 points. That pushed her over the edge. But here's the kicker. Her scoring average for the season? 27 points per game. That's not just good, that's ridiculous. Let's put that in perspective. The previous record was 25.3 points per game, set by Diana Taurasi. You know, just one of the greatest players ever. And Wilson's not just breaking that record, she's shattering it. But it's not just about the numbers, it's about the impact. Even LeBron James had to give her props on social media. When the king of the NBA is impressed, you know it's big. This isn't just WNBA news anymore. This is sports history. You might be wondering, how does she do it? It's not magic, it's consistency. It's showing up every game, ready to battle. It's about having that killer instinct, game after game. Wilson's not just playing, she's on a mission. And here's the thing, this isn't just good for Wilson, it's good for the whole league. When players like her push the boundaries, it raises the bar for everyone. It makes the game more exciting.
Wilson catches low, face-up game money.
I'm going to try to set up my teammates the best I can, but at the same time, I want to be able to score the ball. So the more I can do that, the better it's going to be for our team overall.
When you talk about greats in this game, you know, the Michael Jordans and the Kobe Bryants and the Steph Currys, like they are putting her in that category, the Diana Taurasis.
It brings in more fans. It's changing the way people see women's basketball. Think about it. A few years ago, 1,000 points in a season seemed impossible. Now, Wilson's made it look easy. She's not just playing the game, she's redefining it. And that's what makes great players legendary. Wilson's redefining greatness, but she's not alone. There's a rookie phenom shaking things up too. Clark and Wilson, 2 paths, 1 goal. Are we witnessing the birth of a new era in women's basketball? Absolutely. These two aren't just playing basketball, they're changing the game. And here's the kicker, they're doing it in completely different ways. Think about Clark for a second. She's all about the flash. Sure, she's scoring like crazy, but that's not even the most impressive part. She's setting up her teammates like she's been in the league for years. It's like she's got eyes in the back of her head. One moment she's driving to the basket, the next she's whipping a no-look pass to a wide-open teammate. That's the kind of play that gets fans out of their seats. Now, flip the script to Wilson. She's not about the fancy stuff, she's a scoring machine. Consistent, reliable, unstoppable. Game after game, she's putting up numbers that make you do a double take. It's like she's playing on rookie mode in a video game. Except this is real life. You know what's crazy? These two totally different styles are both working. And not just working, they're dominating. The WNBA is in a whole new era, and these two are leading the charge. Let's talk numbers for a second. Viewership is up. Attendance is through the roof. Fans aren't just watching, they're showing up. They're buying jerseys. They're talking about the games on social media. It's not just basketball anymore, it's a movement. And get this, with Clark leading the charge, the Fever are in the playoffs for the first time since 2016. That's not just a coincidence, that's the Clark effect. She's not just putting up numbers, she's changing the culture of an entire team. But here's the real magic. Clark and Wilson are showing us that there's no one way to be great. You don't have to fit into a box. You don't have to play like everyone else. You can be a flashy playmaker like Clark or a consistent scorer like Wilson, and you can still dominate.
WNBA. 2 hard dribbles to the midline usually works against everyone else in the league.
Run that, I think her ability to lead this team as a rookie, she's really starting to step into that role, and I think that's exciting to see as well.
And we're underway here in the Iowa Capitol. Caitlin Clark quickly getting a look and knocking down the first 3.
This isn't just good for Clark and Wilson, it's good for the whole league. When you've got players pushing the boundaries like this, it raises the bar for everyone. Other players see what's possible and think, why not me? That's how you get a league that's more competitive, more exciting, more everything. And the fans, they're loving every second of it. They're not just watching basketball, they're watching history unfold. They're seeing records broken, expectations shattered, and a whole new level of play. Clark and Wilson aren't just breaking records, they're changing the game. These two are showing everyone what women's basketball can be. It's not just about one hot season or a few crazy games, it's about setting a new standard. You know what's wild? The WNBA's never been more exciting. Fans are showing up in droves, TV ratings are through the roof, and it's all because of players like Clark and Wilson. They're not just good, they're game changers. So next time someone tells you women's basketball isn't exciting, just point them to Clark and Wilson. Watch a Fever game and see Clark dishing out assists like candy. Or check out Wilson dropping 27 points like it's nothing. These two aren't just playing basketball, they're putting on a show. And trust me, you don't want to miss it.